Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Morcillon. I am called to return and come back to speak about spirituality. Although spirituality and materiality is very different things, but spirituality is inclusive of all things. Matter comes from spirit, and everything is part of the consciousness that is growing and evolving. So it is very important to have goals in life, to see what your goal. Once you decided to serve your highest way, your destiny, the will of heaven, whichever way you think, that is your goal, to to move towards the light in the ascending spiral of consciousness. And then there is objectives, that is steps along the way, those things that you can place, not necessarily in time, but they're stepping stone. They are very important markers. So it's important to keep your goals. Your heart will remind you. If you listen to your heart, it will always show you the north, the direction of things. For this living presence of God that comes from the heart and will always guide us. That's all we need, is to follow the heart and the guidance of the heart. So it is important to keep our goals clear. We have many goals. You may want to lay it down on paper and say, what is your objective? What are the steps you need to take to get there? But it's very important to have that. There is a philosopher named Seneca. He said that if you do not know towards which port you are sailing to, no wind and no current will ever assist you. You will be lingering on the ocean forever. But when you know you want to go somewhere, the wind will come to push you there, and the current will guide you there. So it is important to know where we're going. To have specific, it's all different for everybody, regardless of the general aspect of the highest good overall, or the state of homeostasis, where you can feel that life is at its utmost. So, but there is nobody more special or more important to God. Everybody is equally loved by God. Yet to us, there are people that are so much more special and more important, because we have soul connection, we have relationships, and so see how you feel in relationship. You can love all, but there are certain people that you still, and certain situations that you need to prioritize. Everything is equal. Everybody will learn from any situation, no matter what we do. We're going to learn from the experience. But there is certain situations that will bring us joy, others that will bring us pain. So we just want to remove ourselves from, when we know to remove ourselves from pain. But that's a natural thing. Everybody will try to remove themselves from pain and go towards pleasure. But it's so yet it's not about instant gratification may bring us pain, where delayed gratification may bring us pleasure. So it's important to know, to be conscious and master of our destiny, to be in control of the quantum field of our whole, to become master of ourself, of all our energy, our mind. And right now, today, there is a beautiful triangle between Pluto, Saturn, and Chiron that really makes it easier for this death and rebirth, this regeneration with Pluto in Aquarius. Then Saturn is really assisting us in integrating the past, learning our lessons, and Chiron is just moved retrograde, so it's even more powerful. Chiron is a planet of knowledge and healing. It's where my master guide reside. Maybe my soul and my monad are probably connected deeply to that planet. It's a very fast, very spiritual, very advanced planet that's connected to two other solar systems. There is a lot of life going upon it, but it is also the planet that will show us our wound so we can heal it and move forward. So it is important to utilize those time when in the same time Saturn is in opposition to Mars, so there is a great deal of dynamism, and we are forced to address the past. So either we want to let go of the suffering to move into the flow. We have to realize that all the other events of the matrix, of all that we see on the Earth stage, is orchestrated as a story by the archons to keep us distracted from the process of awakening, distraction from finding our joy, our happiness, our freedom. And it's also distracted from revealing all the crimes that there will be no choice. All the crimes against humanity that have been done by the dark elites will be visible. And because they are beyond that, beyond the human aspect of reality. There is beings on the astral planes, on the lower fourth astral dimension, like demons and so on, but also extraterrestrial groups that are feeding on fear, that are feeding on pain, that are feeding on the suffering that they can create. So it is their way of nourishment. We need to deprive them of that in order not, so we do not want to fuel the matrix in that way. So it's important to to release as much as possible all those limitations, and to realize there is all kinds of reptilian clones on the Earth stage that are holding position of power, as they look like humans, but they're not humans, and they're going to have the most and more difficulty to keep on their appearance of humans, their mask and their camouflage, so to speak. And so they're going to have to back out a little bit from the Earth scene, because the light is increasing, and it's more and more difficult for them to hide behind these illusions. Right now, we're really accessing fifth, sixth, and seventh dimension, but we cannot go too fast because of the physical body. Our physical body will not sustain a fully empowered seventh dimension frequency, but we can still access it. It's a great soul awakening that is going on, but we're because we're transcending the energy that used to limitate us, that used to put us down. But it's not easy, but we are able to handle all that comes up in our consciousness. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming up. But we are solely responsible for all the situation of our life. We're becoming more clear to be the master of our mind, our emotions, our intentions, our words, our actions. For words, our actions, of course, but our mind is very important to purify our mind, and we're not responsible for the deeds of any being. Every soul is held responsible for their creation. Yet we're here to assist and help in whichever way we can. We have to understand all the children that are coming right now, those generations of children that will be coming for the next 3-4 generations, are really children that never came to us. They're very pure souls. They don't have karma. They're new souls. They don't have any karma, but they've never known the impurity and the heaviness and of the energies of the earth. So we need to protect them and guide them. They all came together to create a new world. For one generation of enlightened beings could really change the world, because they're going to learn new things. They're going to learn new energies. They're going to, if they're properly educated, they're going to find new ways of living, and they will teach that to their children, and the shift will happen through a few generations. The earth will completely be changed. So protect the children, love them, and just give them creativity and self-empowerment to learn them to be independent and not to depend so much on the matrix. And everything can change with one generation of enlightened soul that come and decide that it's enough, and it's all being assisted by the universe. Because spirit is not allowed to act directly. Spirit is not allowed. There is great beings in the universe with amazing power, but they're not allowed by the law, because we're free will beings, and we have to assume the responsibility of our creation. So they come in mostly as assistants and guides, as well as through channel. So through channel, when they make a soul connection, they are able to communicate through channel many messages and energies. I remember in the 90s, there was very few. There was no internet, and there was very few. There was some book that was channeled, all the old sacred books, of course. But I remember I had this cassette of the Archangel Michael. It was 45-minute message. It was very divine spirit, very amazing message. That was very inspiring, and it was recorded in a studio, and I used to listen to it like over and over again, so integrate the energy. And there was a few books that were still there, but after there was the internet, and then there was so many different groups of teachers, like Risa 5, the Teachers of Light, and then there was Komuro-san, this Japanese channel that was in 2007, 2009, that used to channel so many information about to prepare the ascension that was planned for 2012. Then the channel was hijacked, and other channels took over. And now there are countless messages that come every day in long messages in every language. It's like humanity is so much more ready, and so there will be more and more interaction with the galactic brotherhoods. And so it's like, because as souls we are able to travel in the universe. We're not limited. We just haven't learned that as a child. But I've written a book that I will publish it. I'm going to rewrite it and upgrade it and publish it. It's a guided manual of instruction in order to learn to travel in the universe, to go to other planets, visit other planets, starships, other dimensions. I've done hundreds of initiation. It's a very simple process. we come together as a group, because of course you can travel alone, but a lot of people may be distracted by the astral beings that they have to cross over, and the mental. But so when we go in groups, we're so much more powerful to go directly into higher planes and have an experience and then bring back the information. And so there will be agencies when the resources will come, the agencies to initiate people to those space travel, as well as the book will be if you follow the instructions and you do it, you'll see it works. We're not limited to that dimension in reality as souls. So, and the archangels, we really want to be merging our consciousness with the archangels and the seventh dimension, the angelic dimensions of the seventh dimension, this mastery, to merge with the sixth dimension, ascended dragon, the elementals, the air dragon, the fire dragon, the water dragon, and the can be wood dragon and metal dragon and earth dragon. So there is all kinds of elementals, all kinds of elementals, fairies and or higher beings that are from the higher planes that we want to integrate their knowledge. Because right now the fifth, sixth, and seventh dimensions are opening up. It's just the physical body has to be able to catch up. So, but. Communicate with the elementals and realize there is symbols and logos are really how the language of the soul. There's this great book called The Very Holy Trinosophy. I think it was an anonymous writer. We believe it was a man named Cagliostro that was a student of Saint Germain that wrote it. He's in the cave of the jails of the Inquisition, and he starts his book, and he must have paper and ink to write it down. And he starts this book, I'm going to teach you about freedom. And the essence of the book is to realize that everything is a symbol. The symbol are key that open doors to higher truths. There are countless symbols, words, letters are symbols, numbers are symbols, the words are symbols. Everything is based on symbol, and there is higher symbols that's starting to integrate within from our DNA and comes from down that can open up our consciousness. So continue to tune in to this, and the crystals are 7-dimensional frequency now. So work with crystals, communicate and talk with animals. Animals also have ascended their consciousness. So I hope you enjoyed those times. You are ready for this great big shift as we continue to cooperate with our guidance and spirit, complex and beings that are always present with us. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, and for you. Do not forget to subscribe. I thank you so very much for your donations if you can. That's still really assisting me. And if you want a private consultation, you can send me an email. I'm going to pull a few cards to see what the card of the day. My card of the day was milk and honey, to be prepared for a good life that is really coming. It's the end of the struggles and end of the difficulties. Once we're ready, our soul is liberating us, and we're ready for that. And the card of the day is to be fair, to be just, to be transparent, to be just. And to have our plans, the cards is wanted to skip out, and to have our plans. The thinker is to think about logistics, to think about the objective. Once we have a goal, so once we have an objective, how do we get there? What are the steps to get to our goal? We can't just sometimes we have to wait for the key to open the door. We have to knock on the door for it to open, or we need to take certain actions to plant certain seeds. There is all kinds of things we need to do. But it's very important to think about logistics, to be ready to act upon your will in order to move the project forward. It's going to be very important to be ready for that. And the higher wisdom is the happy circumstances. It is the miracle. It is the unexpected blessings. It is luck. It is something. Today the Spirit says it's a great day. I don't know why it's a great day, but it's a very powerful day. So, and what we need to understand is the message in the bottles, to listen to what the Spirit says, because they're not saying things just to keep us aligned or to as a cosmic carrot. There is reality behind all that is going on, and is communicated from the higher self. What we need to do is an exchange of gifts. So it's about being gracious. Whatever blessing we receive, we have to find a way to share it, because when we share it, we are multiplying its power. Everything we share is multiplied. So it's all about sharing. We want more. We want to share more of that life of God, and whatever we have we're learning to share. Life is about sharing. Since there is only one life, rather than compete, we cooperate. and the outcome is reparation. We're going to be able to fix whatever there is still healing that needs to be happening, and so Chiron is going to be assisting us with its retrograde phase, and we're going to be able to repair all kinds of things that are still out of balance. So that is the outcome. Well, my friends, I wish you a wonderful day. I hope this message was interesting, and I thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.